Sup, Caston72 here for another Chaos Toy review. No, I've been kind of away from it for a while, working on gaming stuff, but I still do want to do Toku stuff, just haven't gotten around to it because I've had schedule conflicts. So today, taking a look at the Candy Toy and Gashapon versions of the Specter Ghost Icons. Now, why these two? Well, this one isn't mine. This is for a friend. This one is mine. And it's the Candy Toy. And the main reason I'm making this is, well, some people might want to know the difference between the two types. Because DX is the easiest to tell, usually in most of the lines, if not all of them. Besides maybe O's and other lines where you'd have to kind of look at the backs. So, here's the main difference between DX is does not have a foil effect on any of these stickers. And not sure if you can hear it, but there is a much harder thunk with the Gasha and Candy, and here is a DX. Much easier, much harder. Not that it's too hard, it's just there is a tactile feel difference. So, main difference from the DX is that, and one of the differences I've noticed is Gasha is slightly darker color-wise. Kind of somewhat easy to notice on this face, somewhat on this one, but an easy way to tell is the Specter face. You can kind of see it. This is significantly darker than this one. Mind you, this is the Candy Toy. Oh, and here's the box the Candy Toy came in. Gasha just comes in little sphere. So there is that, and you can kind of see it up here. And the QR codes are different enough. My Candy says C06. The Gasha says V06. Not sure what 06 has anything to do with it, but it is what it is. Alright, so, showing off the differences, let's demo the icon. I'm not going to do both, because it is just one icon. So, oh, and before I forget, Specter's icons, which only consist of 5, as of to main show 5. Don't know if Houdini is if he will get a form past Houdini. So we have 5 icons with this blue iris. As an example, this is Tutankhamun, and I also have Nobunaga, which again has that blue tinge. Although one thing I will give the Gasha and Candy props is that you can see the eye a lot easier on a shelf. Whereas DX, not so much. It kind of just looks like a blank space, or if you got to look at it in the right light. So Gasha really isn't, or Candy, isn't a really bad way to go, especially if you want to collect them all and not, hard to say, only because this line is so damn cheap. And not in a bad way. No, not in a bad way. Just, DX are like 5 a piece. Gashas are 3, Candies are about 4, give or take. So, you're only shaving a couple of bucks off per icon. But if you get Candy, you get a Candy. Gasha, you get nothing. And we all know that DX gives you cards, at least for individual icons that weren't sold with the weapon, unlike DX Specter, which was sold with the Gun hand, and I didn't want the weapon. It just doesn't do enough for me. So let's get into this henshin. Now I'm not going to drop this icon in here like Specter, but I will admit, very nice henshin. And yes, he does use the same driver. Unlike previous years, the secondary rider uses the exact same driver with no sort of modification. Very similar to Gaim, but in the same way it's different, and we're about to find out. See why. We get a new standby sound. But functions same as all the other ghost stuff. Specter. I love this henshin sound. Maybe it's just because it kind of embodies Specter's gruff, tougher attitude toward things, but I do like it. Now, like I said, we get a different standby sound, very similar to the faceplates of Kamen Rider Gaim. Now, you may be thinking, well, what happens if I put in a ghost icon, or an icon that Ghost uses, like, say, Edison or Beethoven here as an example? I'm not going to go over it in here, just because I don't have the icons handy at the moment. Tutankhamun! I dropped the Tutankhamun. But, actually I will show it off. But after I do the sounds. Actually, I'll do it now. Prep it for next. Actually, let me get Edison. It will default to the rider it's associated with. Like, since it's a ghost icon, it'll default to Bachirimina. And like other ghost icons, and the Omedama. So yeah, that is pretty much like every other icon, but a solid icon. Well, let's put Edison over here. Like he's kind of watching. So yeah, that is the Candy and Gasha icon for Specter. So if you don't want the gun hand, easy recommendation. If you want all the icons, and by the looks of it, we're getting at least 21 in the main with the 3 base. Tokon Boost. I believe it is Grateful Damashi for Ghost Super, and we'll get Ghost Final, and then the main 15. And we're going to have most of these by like February. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Good night.